We are less than 24 hours away from NBA free agency being tipped off, and Leon Rose is already starting to make some decisions on whether players will be back on this team or not. We'll break that down as you're watching Knicks Now by Chat Sports, and I am your host, Marshall Green. Not the studio today, but this is why you subscribe to the channel, because no matter where we're at, we're going to get you guys a video as soon as possible. So subscribe, turn your notifications on, join us for live coverage of NBA free agency starting tomorrow as well as on to Monday, and help us get to 50,000 subscribers. We're less than 50 away. It's a major accomplishment. I want to get there and celebrate tomorrow, so subscribe to the channel. Free informative videos every single day. Let's start with Precious Achiuwa, a player that I thought played excellent when traded here from the Toronto Raptors in that Emmanuel Quickley, RJ Barrett, and OG Anunoby deal. I hope he's back with this team, but right now his future as a New York Knick is uncertain. Fred Katz of The Athletic reporting that, quote, the Knicks did not extend the $6.3 million qualifying offer to big man Precious Achiuwa. The Knicks have not ruled out bringing Achiuwa back, but if they picked up the qualifying offer, it would eat into their hard cap situation a lot. This means Achiuwa will now be an unrestricted free agent this summer. If the Knicks would have extended the qualifying offer to Achiuwa, that means he would have been a restricted free agent, meaning another team could offer him a contract, and if he accepted that contract, the Knicks would have a couple of days to decide if they wanted to match that, and then he would return to the team. But now he's an unrestricted free agent, and with the Knicks really not having any cap space and potentially being a first apron team and being hard capped at that first apron because of that Mikal Bridges trade, which could change, but right now that's the way that it looks it's going to happen. Bringing Achiuwa back is going to be tough, and I'm not so sure how it's going to happen. You don't have any cap space, so you're probably going to have to use one of your exceptions. Maybe you use the taxpayer mid-level exception on him. Starts at about $5.2 million this year. They could use that biannual exception, but is that the player you want to spend all of your resources on this offseason? I think he's a good player to bring back. You need some depth in the front court, off the bench, especially if Hartenstein is going to go sign with the Oklahoma City Thunder or the Orlando Magic. And I would do it. I would want Precious Achiuwa on this team. I'm not so sure that's the route the Knicks would want to travel. I understand that Fred Katz is saying they didn't want to eat into their hard cap situation a lot, which would have a dead cap hit of $6.3 million until a decision was made on Achiuwa. But if you really wanted to bring him back, I think you would extend that and make him a restricted free agent. But there's always other ways to get this done. Front court depth, really good defender. I thought he gave you some tough, gritty minutes. And when the bodies started to hit the floor this season with the injury bug biting just about everyone, Precious Achiuwa was one of the players that stood tall and played well and made you look at that OG trade like we really got two impactful players on this roster. I'm not sure what's going to happen with him. Maybe a team out there in free agency gives him too much money and the Knicks can't match that because of financial reasons and he goes sign somewhere else. I can see that happening. Or he returns to the New York Knicks. Could also see that happening. Truly 50-50 on this one. Going to be decided really on how the market unfolds, and how that's really going to happen will be presented to you guys and me and everybody watching over the next couple of days. I hope they bring him back. Not sure if they will. Let me know what you think. Should the Knicks bring back Precious Achiuwa? Type Y for yes, type N for no. From Achiuwa to Jacob Toppin, the Knicks have extended the two-way qualifying offer to Jacob Toppin. He now will be a restricted free agent. So the Knicks continue to pretty much own the rights to Jacob Toppin. If he wants to go play somewhere else, it will be because the Knicks did not decide to match that offer since he is a restricted free agent. That two-way qualifying offer, he's going to once again spend time in the G League as well as the regular season with the big league Knicks. And I like that. I thought Toppin showed some good things in the G League last year. I think that there is a way he could be an NBA player and maybe a rotational piece down the line. He's got the athleticism. He's got the size. He's got the defensive instincts as well. I think it's smart to keep him around and see if he can continue to develop and maybe a player that helps this team, as they are an expensive team and need some cheap players going into the future years. Let's go next to Jericho Sims. Probably should have talked about Sims before Jacob Toppin, but the Knicks did pick up the team option on Jericho Sims, so Sims' salary is still non-guaranteed for now. He has a later trigger date in the summer, so Jericho Sims is going to be back on this team next year. Maybe he's a part of that Brooklyn Nets deal involving Mikal Bridges to find a way for the Knicks not to be hard capped at that first apron. A lot of financial stuff still going on. That's why that trade has not yet been made official. It's going to happen. Bridges is going to be a New York Knick, but the Knicks, Leon Rose, Gerson Rosas, and everybody working behind the scenes in that front office are trying to manipulate really the rules and find ways to make this trade get done without the Knicks being hard capped at that first apron, instead being hard capped at that second apron. But Sims going to be back on the team next year, and he may be a player they look to play bigger minutes and be a bigger part of this rotation. Hartenstein's gone, or you bring back Hartenstein, Robinson's gone. Sims, cheap, young, upside. I think he's going to continue to grow and evolve as a player in this league. We've already seen Thibodeau talk about him in a really rave review type of way. I think that was a Tibbs pick, and we've seen Tibbs work some magic on some of these big men before. Glad to see Sims back, and I want to see him take a step, as he's probably going to be called on to be a more productive player this year. From Toppin to Sims to DaQuan Jeffries, a player that the Knicks have had on their roster for seems like 2 years now at this point, going back and forth between the G League and Exhibit 10-day contracts and so on and so forth. The Knicks have declined their team option for DaQuan Jeffries, which means he will be a free agent. So his future as a Knick is currently in question. They could bring him back. I'm sure it wouldn't cost them more than the veteran minimum. Maybe you want to continue to see him develop in the G League, or maybe they just try to find a new player with some upside to fill that role. The last player we're going to talk about on today's video is Charlie Brown Jr. The Knicks did not extend the two-way qualifying offer to Charlie Brown Jr., so he, as well as DaQuan Jeffries, will be an unrestricted free agent. Kind of the same song and dance for Jeffries as Brown Jr. Actually, I would actually say that Charlie Brown Jr.'s time as a New York Knick is most likely done. Declining the team option and not extending the two-way qualifying offer is actually, I'd say, a pretty big difference. So if I had to guess, Charlie Brown Jr. probably not on this team next year unless he comes back on a 10-day deal and he finds a way to go play for the Westchester Knicks. I'd probably say that's over. All right, let's close with Isaiah Hartenstein, as we could be 24 hours away from him not being a part of this team, as he is going to be an unrestricted free agent. As we know, the Knicks can only offer a 4-year, $72 million contract for him. So, and the apron, are they hard capped at that? Maybe the Knicks have found a way to manipulate the Mikal Bridges trade package, but we have not heard that, so I'm going to assume they're going to be hard capped at that first apron, as I also think they will do whatever it takes to not have that happen. I'm not all that confident Isaiah Hartenstein's going to resign. You see Rashard Holmes today get $12 million per year. You see, and Hartenstein is much better than him. I just don't know. I think the Oklahoma City Thunder could come out and give him a 2-year, $50 million deal. And you know what? Go get your money. You only got so much time in the NBA to capitalize on generational wealth, and it's not like Hartenstein has been paid like a top player in this league so far. He has not. Coming off a 2-year, $16 million deal, a lot of money, no doubt about it. But there's a big difference between $25 million per year and $16 million per year that the New York Knicks could offer. And if it's over multiple years, then we're talking a difference of $15, $20 million. Hartenstein is a great player, and I've really enjoyed watching him play for the New York Knicks, and I'm going to be sad if he's gone, because he's a good dude. He represented what it meant to be a Knick. A lot of memories with him. He was an instrumental piece in both teams the last 2 years. And without him, he leaves major shoes that need to be filled, and I'm not sure how the Knicks are going to be able to do that, at least in the immediate future. So I would, as just getting a Woj notification, let me just check this, make sure it's not anything New York Knicks related. All right, no, it's not. That's Paul George planning a meeting with the 76ers. All right, I don't think Hartenstein's back. It stinks. I don't know what you're going to do to replace him. There's no one out there that's in your budget that will help you replace Isaiah Hartenstein. He is, man, if you could find a way to get it back, make it happen. I don't know how it happens, but Hartenstein, Randall, OG, Bridges, Brunson, Deuce, Dante, Hart, That's a pretty dang good basketball team. And still maybe Mitchell Robinson. That team can win an NBA Finals. That team can compete to win an NBA Finals for a couple of years. But there's always other reasons why you can't make a team happen. It stinks. I hope he's back. Hit that thumbs up icon if you want Isaiah Hartenstein to resign. My official prediction is he's gone. And I hope I'm wrong. I really, really do. We'll be breaking it down tomorrow, so subscribe, turn your notifications on, and we'll see you then. Let's go Knicks.